Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday, April 13th. Hope you're all doing well. I see Marge in the chat. Madano, Jennifer Gala, Kaplan, Jollykins, Jesse Cohen, Vivian Johnson. A lot of mods in the house. Jeanette Morales. Good to see you, Jeanette. Gertej is here. Lydia. And I'm just scrolling up, having some trouble here. John is here. John Nicholson, Mary W, Joshua Martin, Boom Production says life is good. Leafs won tonight too. Jay's also won after a few very close losses. The loss before yesterday was most undeserved. Thank you, home plate umpire, for single-handedly costing the Jays a game. Hidden Jackpots is here. Joshua Martin, Michael Nguyen, Stephanie Jackson, Wesley, Janice Pike, thank you so much for tuning in. I have been driving way too much this weekend. It's funny how, like, just sitting behind the wheel of a car, kind of just doing this, looking over your shoulder, scanning the mirrors is so much more exhausting and tiring than walking ever will be. I don't know why that is, but I tried to record my drive home today and my camera overheated. I just wanted some like background footage that I can use in streams like this or streams for the other channel. It's just some general B-roll type stuff. And we only got about 20 minutes into the drive before my camera overheated. And I was blasting the air conditioning. So that is what kind of day it is. But yeah, I'm so glad I live in a city and I'm not like in some car dependent suburb. That's not for me. If that's for you, cool, but that is not for me. Not a fan of driving. But yeah, I had to bring some precious cargo up to Niagara Falls. I also gifted a family member an old TV that was lying around. Pretty good TV too, a Samsung frame. It wasn't mine. And a laptop, since I have too many laptops. So I formatted one, reset Windows, set it all up. And then some other precious cargo as well. And now I have returned to Toronto just in time to do this live stream. So here we are. I thought of a real clever title on this one. But this one is, yeah, just part of my drive from Niagara Falls back to Toronto. But the cool thing was, there's hardly any traffic today. Like, I literally made it from downtown Toronto up to Niagara Falls in like an hour and a half, which is unheard of lately. Usually that's like 2.5 hours. And coming back, a little pokey along the Gardiner in places, but for the most part, flew back as well. Christopher says, was the Pocket 3 that overheated? Yeah, normally the Pocket 3 hangs on. But today it didn't. I don't know. Did you bring back some chili? I've got a freezer full of chili. Hidden Jackpot says you didn't even stop by and see me in the falls. I was so busy today. I had very little time, but I did manage to have some Arby's. That was definitely cool. So with UFC last night, I had a few adult beverages to enjoy the big night of fights. I'm just having a tea tonight. Will you move to Niagara? No, I will not leave Toronto. Blazing Coder says, yo, Johnny, what mic to use for your videos? This is a Shure MB7. For the other videos, Rode Wireless Pro, DJI Mic Mini. I've got DJI Mic Mini 2. The original DJI mic. I've got tons. Or not Mini 2, DJI Mic 2. I've got so many mics. You're splitting hairs, but the best quality is the Rode. Although a company is sending me new microphones. So, hey, did you order from Niagara Falls menu at Arby's? I just ordered off of Uber Eats. Had it delivered to my mom's. I was just too pooped to drive down the street and get it. Any advice for upcoming YouTubers? Keep to it. Don't listen to other YouTubers because everyone got where they were at different means. So You know just as much as I do about building up a YouTube channel. Does your mom use real chili or powder? I think it's real. I don't know. You moving to Toronto? You should get to... I'm reading some of the people typing. Did you raid your mom's fridge? No, I just took some chili and some bubblies. She gave me toilet paper, which is cool. Like something I buy anyways. But hey, that was cool. What did I have from Arby's? I just had their regular roast beef sandwich and curly fries and like a Diet Coke. Mike T finally broke down and got a smartwatch. Now you're with the cool crowd. Cool. What smartwatch did you get? So we're just going to kind of hang out and chat until this video runs out, and then we'll figure out something new to do. I haven't been through the comments in a while. Maybe we'll do some comments. I don't know. Alicia Lewis is here. Phuket Walk is here. Unknown says, to be a YouTuber, be different, separate your contents from everyone else, or do the same stuff but do it better. I don't know. Cynthia Sunflowers is here. Mike T, a Galaxy Watch 7. You are in the Samsung ecosystem. Smart choice. I got... Oh, someone asked me if I kept the MacBook. You'll have to find out in a future video. Michael Nguyen says, we can do it. Comments. Johnny, we can do it. I haven't done the comments on the Stumbles channel in quite a while. Maybe we'll do them here. Greetings, Liam. Epic Nation HD. How many... We've already got almost 200 people in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. I was thinking about doing a live stream tomorrow morning. Just because Mondays, usually videos land with a thud. It just seems like a good day to do a stream. I might not. I got to wake up and do a bunch of stuff tomorrow, and I'm kind of out of gas. So tomorrow might be like a mostly day off. I might not live stream next week till Wednesday or Thursday. I had the car this weekend, and I went hog wild on Friday and yesterday, making videos, going to far out places I don't normally get to. Sat in the car, did a driving live stream yesterday. Major Trader says, nice haircut, Johnny. Thank you. Thank you very much. I got this on Thursday. My hairstylist went back to Korea. Never even said goodbye. Just gone. Had to pick a new hairstylist. It's weird when you book this place. They've got like pictures of everyone. It's like, choose your stylist. Now book an appointment. It's like, is this a dating app or am I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, I think I found a new stylist, so that's good. Lisa says, next week or this week, because Sunday is the first day of the week. What are you talking about? Of course Sunday is the first day of the week. That's like stating water is wet. Alicia Lewis is a hairstylist. Where do you... Are you working at a place on the Young Line? Jollykin says you choose a stylist by how good they are, not by what they look like. Yeah, that was kind of my point. It's weird choosing someone based on a photo when there's no other info there. You know, when I go to a place for first time, I'd rather just like randomize it and give me someone random. I don't want to have to pick. Whippy Dude says, did you make a Unionville stream? I may have made a video while I was there. You said next Wednesday or third. Oh, next Wednesday. Oh, now we're being very No, well, next is this Wednesday. This Wednesday and next Wednesday are exactly the same Wednesday. When you're standing in line and you're at the front and the person goes next, you don't look at the person behind you and go, you're up. No. Next, this coming, literal definition of next is the next. I will die on that hill. I will die on that hill. It's a hill worth dying on. Pretty clear word, pretty clear definition. Next means the next, not the one after. Otherwise, you would say the one after. Cam says that the stylist seems good. Yeah, she was pretty good. Phuket Walk laughing. That's a hill worth dying on. To win that argument, all you have to do is pull out a dictionary. Look up what the word next means. We could do that right now. Should I do that? It's not very often I'm right on these things. Let me have this one. Mike T says, nope, this Wednesday is the 16th. Next Wednesday is the 23rd. No, that is incorrect use of the word next. Next means literally the next one in line. This is now, next is next. Yeah, and this is Sunday. There is no Wednesday. The next Wednesday is the one that's coming. Argument one. Argument one. I'm going to... The word next is used to indicate the immediately following item in a sequence or order. It's a way to specify the one that comes directly after the current or previous one. Yes, and there is no current Wednesday. You would say next Wednesday on Wednesday to refer to the one next week. I've had this conversation with it was actually like a university professor that made this smart-ass point to a student, and I just took that argument and lived with it the rest of my life. So yeah, I'm cheating. This isn't even my own homework. But the one following, why are we even talking about this? Next means next. It's not Wednesday, so next Wednesday is this coming Wednesday. You can't make assumptions about stuff. So tomorrow is next Monday. Yes, it is. Tomorrow is indeed next Monday, would be dude, by the literal definition of the word next. Mike T says, not when it comes to... No, that is not true. If you look up the word next in a dictionary, it doesn't say there is an exception to this word next. It only applies... No. You might be talking colloquially, but because people have bastardized the word and use it wrong. Are we really fighting over this? Are we really fighting over the basic use of a word next? Just because you guys use it wrong doesn't mean you're right, right? If you tell me a dog is a fish because it can swim, and everyone says a dog is a fish because it can swim, that doesn't make a dog a fish. That's my argument. That's my whole argument. Major Trader has the popcorn out. Yeah. That's my whole argument. Dog is not a fish if everyone calls it that, right? Everyone once said the world was flat. Just because everyone said that doesn't mean they were right. I don't know. Hills to die on. We're in an arguing mood. Chatty Cathy says, when do you use this? This is the same. It's interchangeable with next. Quirk of English. They're interchangeable. Major Trader says, I'm loving this. Johnny, right? I wonder how this would shake out in a poll. I mean, again, the masses have been wrong many times. So what good is a poll going to be? Is the world flat? At one point, 90% of the people would say yes. Boom Productions, 279. Next topic, please. We'll close the book on this topic. Thank you, Boom Productions, for the 279. Cheers to you. Jacques Pylon, your birthday is both this and next Thursday. I'll die on that hill. I look forward to all the comments. All the comments of people telling me I'm wrong because they don't understand what a simple word means. Anyways, we're moving on. What else is new? Oh, he's a stubborn bastard, isn't he? Stubborn. Very stubborn. And I've got something plugged into my webcam, and it is ever so slightly shifting. Another quirk. No, let's not go down that road. Let's not go down that road. But yeah, I stole that whole argument from a university professor. It's not mine. I'm not going to take credit for it after this. But yeah, I'm not smart enough to think of that on my own. So are you going on your trip next week, says Cam? I don't think so. We're not going to go over what that word means. Canuck Run Amok says Google Gemini agrees with Johnny. Next is indicative of the next day in line to arrive. Yes, that's the literal definition of the word next. Of course, I just chat GPT'd it. And it said yes. And then I looked up the dictionary and I thought that was easier. So you don't think before I make such a stupid claim, I'm not chat GPTing it to make sure I'm right and not having to run it back? That's why it's important to clarify. Monday. Anyways, I win. It's over. Gemini, ChatGPT, whatever other AI language model agrees with me. Victory. It's like beating a kindergarten kid at whatever, dodgeball. Not much of a victory. Not much of a victory. Greetings, Evoke. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. We've got over 200 people watching me. Can we read Kanye tweets? No, because that would require some element of pre-screening, and I don't have it in me to do that. I don't know. So what's up with you guys? When good. My app has updated. My streaming app has updated. I've been having problems with that. That's why yesterday, like during the driving live stream, the problems were actually with the app I was using. It was, for some reason, like making the camera stabilization go crazy, like more so than it should have. It was doing that on its own, which was weird. It was also, my bitrate was fine. Everything was fine. It's just the software was acting up. It was a beta release. Sorry about that. AB 84 tweets, pre-screening required. AB, is that Antonio Brown? Didn't he wear 84? Lisa says it only happened when you flip the camera around. Yeah, changing cameras caused, I don't know. Yesterday's stream was a little bit hard to watch in places. Unlike this perfectly smooth drive we have going now. Where, yeah, I don't know. Canuck Run Amok. Thank you for backing me up, Canuck Run Amok. You get honorary gold stars tonight. You're the winner. Lisa says smooth drive, but the dude is talking nuts. There's a reason why I've muted this. There's a reason why I muted this. Cam says, oops, I blamed Markham. Yeah, I thought, I don't know. It's one of those things when I'm like walking and I have trouble, there's technical problems or with live streaming, it's one thing to troubleshoot them, but when you're driving, I literally had to pull over to fix it. But yeah, how the heck are you guys? What happened this weekend? I have been out of the loop. I've just been so busy running around doing things. I've got a few bangers for videos coming up, I think. I've fulfilled some member requests that I've been sitting on for a while. It's a good weekend. The only good thing about driving is music. What about arriving somewhere you really wanted to go? Riley Reed is here. Greetings, Riley Reed. Hello to you. William, burning the tires. If you're watching, I keep stopping at the Starbucks, the same one we met at like 4 or 5 years ago whenever I go up to Niagara, and I haven't seen you since. You bought a new e-bike, arrived with a DOA battery, little bummed out. That sucks. What brand was it? Greetings, Mandy Haynes. West Coast Walker is here. Greetings, West Coast Walker. Mode of transportation is moot when it comes to getting where you want to go. Yeah, but when you get there, you're like, if driving gets you somewhere you can't get to any other way, you're happy you did it, right? Billy T says driving in BC is nice. Canuck Run Amok says Aventon Adventure. That's a nice looking e-bike. I think they tried to send me that once. I got to check my emails, but it looks nice. They definitely like pump those out to YouTubers, but they look super nice. Mary W is installing her amateur ham radio antenna. Neat. Can you talk to other people on a ham radio? I don't really know how that works. Whippy Dude says, did you hear the bike lanes might be saved? Yeah, I think that was just an election tactic to like look good in front. I don't know. I think the province is still stipulating that it can't remove any lanes of traffic. So if they can design the lanes in a way that, I don't know, we're going to have to wait and see, but it looks promising for the first time in a long time right now. Are you driving at 21 kilometers an hour since you're on the left lane? There was enough volume. Like, it was just car after car after car. Yeah, ideally, you stay the hell out of the left lane unless you're passing. But at the very least, everyone was going like 130. So just keep up with the car in front of you. I don't know. I actually got out of the left lane like soon after this, and because everything was moving just as fast anyways. You've been reading about the helicopter accident in New York. Yeah, it was like a whole family, right? Celebrating like a birthday. Man, helicopters. I don't know. They gotta have like a decent mortality rate, or no one would like get in them. It just seems that like if something goes wrong, you're dead. If something goes wrong in a plane, they can at least like glide it, find a way to land it. I don't know, but a helicopter, it's just a rock dropping from the sky. It's super, super tragic. Decent mortality rate is well. I bet it's still safer than being in a car. Let's see. The risk of dying in a helicopter or small plane is significantly lower than in a car. While the exact figures vary, the risk of a fatal accident is generally much higher in motor vehicle crashes than air travel. Yeah, and I even typed a small plane in that. So there's still tens of thousands of helicopter flights every day taking off and landing, right? And you hear of the one where there's a crash and something bad happens. But every single day on our roads in this province, someone dies in a car crash. And it's just so commonplace. We don't even like... It's weird. There's people now that are like going to be hesitant to step foot in a helicopter because this tragic accident happened with the family, not realizing that you're like insanely more likely to die just walking on the sidewalk or getting into a vehicle. Like, I don't know. I think it's just one. It's like a roller coaster, right? They're safer than anything, but as soon as there's a crash and something happens, no, I'm not going to go on a roller coaster. Well, you shouldn't get into a car either then, right? Anyways, just reading some of your messages. Greetings. We're on a weird tangent tonight. I think this video is about to die. No, Windows, don't do that. Don't resize my window. There we go. We've got 24 seconds till the camera overheats. Diva Tequila's here. Greetings, Diva Tequila. Mike T says, but there's millions and millions of people driving. It's the rate. It's based on per trips. It's not based on total volume. Obviously. You are so much more. If you commuted every day by helicopter 20 kilometers and you drove every day by car 20 kilometers, you will die, according to these stats, like 500 times more often in the car than in the helicopter. It's not even close. So it's, yeah. Anyways, you have a family member that feels the same about high-speed trains, afraid of the derail. I imagine the outcome would be extremely quick. Again, that's so much safer than getting into a car. But anyways, I agree with you, Samartha. I agree with you. I agree with you. Yeah, you can make arguments. One's a necessity. The other is a calculated risk. You can make arguments, but one is still safer than the other. Robert Ruddick says, good evening, Johnny, the dream team, bod crew, Miss Roberts, VJ, Miss Marge. Thank you, Robert Ruddick. Any Toronto Island streams planned, Anna? Now that I've got my multi-provider streaming up and running, probably later this spring, we'll go test it. I don't know if I can go 4K from the islands, but we'll probably get out there and do a video and a stream because I'm a lot more confident with 3 providers going that we can keep a strong stream going at the islands. Last time there, and I've seen other people stream there where it doesn't go good, and I had to like hang out in a certain spot just to get a signal. Cam says I can rent a tandem bike with Ken on the islands. So could you. So could you. Next time. Oh, there's that word next. That controversial word next. Are you going to brave the crowds for the cherry blossoms this year? Asks Chris. Probably High Park, Trinity Bellwoods. There's some at the CNE. There's some at U of T. Probably Emo's Vlog 6.99. Good day, Johnny. How are you? I'm moving back to Niagara. Look forward to videos from there. Awesome, Emo's Vlogs. Cheers. I hope your move to Niagara is fruitful and you get some very loud car drives by and you get some awesome videos made there. My last video from Niagara did not do well. Lisa says doing cherry blossoms at sunrise. Suck it, crowds. There we go. There we go. Lisa asking whereabouts in Niagara. Let's get a little web browser up. Chris says, hey Maud, hey Jeanette. Oh, this isn't, if I go through comments, I want to go through mine. Anyways, we'll take a quick peek. What's going on in the world of Toronto? Greetings, Vasily. Johnny, when do you think the cherry blossom? When do I think that? I don't know. Hey Google, when will the cherry blossoms bloom in Toronto? Hey Google, I'm talking to you. When will the cherry... Oh, it's not. When will the cherry blossoms bloom in Toronto? I forgot they changed it.
The cherry blossoms in Toronto typically bloom between late April and early May. Based on the most recent information, peak bloom in 2025 is expected during the last week of April or the first week of May, depending on weather conditions. As of April 11th, 2025, the cherry blossoms in High Park are still mostly in the brown bud stage, with some beginning to show green tips. It is still too early for a precise peak bloom prediction, as upcoming weather will significantly influence the timing. A more accurate forecast is expected in the coming week.
That is a ridiculous response. Wow, the stream alerts are super delayed tonight. But thank you again, Emo's Vlogs. Yeah, this thing even told us like the current status of the tips. It says you can go to High Park, Centennial Park, the Toronto Islands, the Japanese Canadian Cultural Center, Robarts Library, Trinity Bellwoods, Woodbine Park Exhibition, Korea Park, Ramsden Park, and the Edwards Gardens. Lots of places to go, but High Park is the place to go. All the other ones are just really small and have a few trees here and there. I would say Trinity Bellwoods is probably the second best place, just because you're in a cool neighborhood. Just reading some of your messages. You believe you're going to be moving back to Niagara on St. Patrick Street. Neat. I don't even know where that is. Canada issues dire warning in updated U.S. travel advisory. If you have plans to visit the U.S. anytime soon, you may want to check the latest travel advisory update. If you're if you're staying for over 30 days, you have to like register. Also, they're like increasing the frequency of looking through your phone. So you better not say anything nasty about the orange, very stable genius down south. You know, tariffs on, tariffs off, wax on, wax off. Canadian woman goes viral over tense exchange with U.S. border agents. I haven't heard this. A Canadian woman traveling in the U.S. shared an unusual comment she received from an agent at a U.S.-Canada border crossing, drawing mixed comments. In a video, she recounted their experience crossing the south border. Come on, just get to it. She noted that the officer didn't ask them about their dog or microchip. I don't know. This is too long a story here. This is a terrible article. Just tell me what happened right away. They want to keep you on there. Canada named the best country in the world to relocate and start fresh. Yay, some good news. Oh, I vanished. I vanished. What happened to me? Where did I go? Where did I come from? Where did I go? My webcam. Let me Let me fix the issue. Just give me a second. Camo. We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. Ooh, that's chunky. Now we can see if this webcam is better than the other one. This is the iPhone 15 Pro. The iPhone 12 just decided to shit the bed, despite the fact that it is like plugged in. It was just like not having it. How weird. iPhone 12 is dead. What's going on? This thing is wireless charging, right? Maybe we can... Let's see if we can charge it up. It's not even like... We might be witnessing the death of my iPhone 12. It's not even, it's being charged, and it's not like acknowledging that it's being charged. What the heck, man? Oh well, we got the iPhone 15 Pro here. This'll do. This'll do. Did it overheat? I don't know. Mr. Sunjib says get a webcam from Amazon. I don't like webcams. The best webcam is like not a webcam. Get like a... Since you say Amazon, I haven't been on Amazon in a while. But it is an easy place to look stuff up. Sony EV-Z10 II. I might get something along the lines of this. There's a basic one. We're not going to get a lens kit. I'll add a lens kit after. But this one, I have a Camolink 4K capture, HDMI capture. So this one has HDMI out. It does 4K. It does 60 frames per second. So I might just get something like this and mount it up there and use that as a webcam. It would also work as an actual camera. So, you know, I can take pictures of stuff. Also for like, Lisa says I would spend that much. No, it would be a... Okay, when you look at videos like this... For using Windows computers for... I recorded this video on a DJI Pocket 3. And indoors, it just doesn't look that good. For using Windows computers for pretty much my entire life, this self-described app. The dynamic range isn't very good. It's just, it's like, okay, my iPhone 15 Pro isn't better. Like, do we need your face? This is 4K. It's just not great 4K. Outdoors, these cameras are great. Indoors, they're not like studio cameras or anything. So maybe with this thing, probably I'll wait till like a Black Friday. Like, I'm not going to get this now. This is like a long time from now purchase. But maybe on a Black Friday, this thing will be like $800 or something. And I'll get the itch and I'll buy it. But that's the camera I've actually like been looking at. That's the camera I'm actually looking at. Yeah, but I'm not paying $1,500 for something that's going to be like a seldom used accessory. Marge says, don't forget he can write off equipment. You can't really write off stuff that holds its value, though. You get like very little back. Lisa had Sony, hated it. Well, what? Let me guess, Lisa, you're either Nikon or Canon, because you're not a Fuji person. I'm going to say you're Nikon. I don't know, but I don't know. It looks kind of like a Canon G7X. I don't know. Alicia says, get the new S25 Ultra. I've got the S24 Ultra. And it just got... I'm actually starting to like One UI 7. Canuck run amongst his Pentax. Maybe maybe I'll get or I'll hit up Casey from Camera Conspiracies and we'll find the perfect camera. I don't know. Apparently you can't write off Yeah, you can when you do your taxes, you can claim them, but you get very little back for doing it. Lisa says, first of all, how do you know I'm not a Fuji person? And second of all, yes, I own a Nikon. Is it Nikon or Nikon? I don't even know after all these years. I just knew you weren't a Fuji person. That much was obvious. I think I saw I don't know. I just know you're not a Fuji person. But yeah, in terms of like most YouTubers that have like really nice looking interior shots are using something like better than this. But this to me is like 90% is good for like 30% the price. So this is what I'm eyeing. I'm just hoping it goes cheaper. And I'm also hoping that like maybe Canada Camera or one of the downtown stores has it at the same deal that Amazon or Best Buy do come the next big sales day. Anyways, how did we get on that topic? Flight with 133 passengers reports locked flaps on approach to Toronto Airport. Kind of terrifying, I guess. Canadians staying in the U.S. must register as aliens on Friday. I don't know if it's decreased traffic to the U.S., but I flew down to Niagara Falls today. Like, normally you get around Casablanca Boulevard or like Fruitland Road and you just sit there and you don't move. Today, like an hour and a half from downtown Toronto, going like $120. Dance's 800 from $14.99. It's going to be an older camera. It's possible the EV3 will be out. And if you look, there's always crazy deals like that on those days. There's always something that comes down like that. It's certainly not dreaming at all. That's how I got my OLED TV. This thing was like $2,800 for the longest time. And it appeared for 1 week randomly for $16.99. I'm like, got it. The next week it was back up to like $2,800. So like when it comes to electronics, if you want something, you just have to track the price, know the price history, and you'll eventually get it. So I'm pretty confident I'll be able to snag that or like something equivalent for that much off. Worked on my TV. I got my processor, motherboard, and RAM in like a bundle that's no longer available. Saved like $400 on that. So yeah, you just have to be a little diligent for it. Jollykin says that's still a lot for a TV. It's a QD OLED TV though. It's like night and day difference versus other stuff. Plus this is like my forever TV. I say that now and I'll probably want to upgrade it in a few years, but I just want to run up to it and like make out with it. It's so good. Forget I just said that. That's weird. But yeah, I don't buy. The only thing I bought at full price was like the MacBook Air. I don't buy stuff at full price when I buy electronics. Billionaire tycoon personally launches new Toronto flight to European capital. Oh, Richard Branson, I bet. Yeah, Virgin Atlantic. What a misleading, like, ooh, the guy's airline launched the flight. Toronto airport landing regarded as one of the most stunning in the world. And takeoff, flying along the skyline is amazing, especially the fact that this airport is east-west, and east-west is the best orientation for taking in the skyline. Definitely, if you get a chance to fly in or out of Billy Bishop, do it. It is awesome. Every once in a while, a flight from Pearson will kind of follow a similar flight path and go along Lake Ontario. And you can look down and see the skyline. But you're way, way up there. Federal government updates China travel advisory after 4 Canadians executed. Yikes. Maybe not go to a communist dictatorship. What you need to know if you're traveling from... This is a big topic. BlogTO is clearly trying to milk this topic. Every other line here is Canada issues new travel advisory for people traveling to the U.S. Ontario-based airline just launched a new way to earn travel rewards. Got to be Porter. Yeah, I don't know. I'm too roped in with my Aeroplan miles. Oh, well, that's it for Blog TO. What's going on Reddit? This picture says gorgeous. That doesn't do it for me. The CN Tower isn't even like straight. It's like leaning. You should, I don't know. I give that picture like a 3 out of 10. At least catch a train like in the foreground as it's coming and going. Lisa says it's not a gorgeous shot. Yeah, that's my thought. There's nothing appealing about this. It's a bog standard picture of the CN Tower and they didn't like correct it. The sky is mid, the light is mid. At least get a train going. The angle is mid. The condo, no offense to the person who took it. You know, maybe they tried really hard. The condo math isn't working, converting empty offices into residential units. Yeah, that's a very, very expensive endeavor. Especially like doing the plumbing in the building is probably the single biggest cost when you do that. Because you're now installing, you know, bathrooms one on top of each other where there was no plumbing before. Through the whole building. Google Bing Maps mystery in the Don Valley. Oh, it's a structure someone found. I don't know. Maybe someone answered it. Maybe they camped during the winter when the ground was frozen, laid the tarp on the snow, then the snow melted and it left it like that, so the tarp... Yeah, maybe. Cam needed to nap this weekend, so you turned on some golf. Toronto Boris posted that Don Valley post on Reddit. There we go. You're always on here. You're the one, you sleuthed that out. So you went there. This is just too much for me to take in on a live stream. My brain is not working right now, but neat. Foggy CN Tower on a Friday night. In Friday night. I'll continue without supporting you. All right. The angle is wrong, but at least it's kind of an interesting picture. Looks like it was taken with a smartphone. Lisa says Toronto Boris is a solid snapper. That tent has been on Google Maps for 3 years, give or take. Cam says, where to for Doors Open this year? When is Doors Open? When is Doors Open? May 24th and 25th. Do we know what's... No, I don't think we know what's available yet. Applications are now closed. Yeah, they haven't announced it yet. But I'm sure I'll go do a few things. It's never, those videos never do like super duper well. There's just, I don't know. Key roadblock in Ontario. Yep, the province still hasn't taken over the DVP in Gardner, but hopefully that'll be done by the end of the year. That'll lift a huge financial burden off of the city. Ooh, I read about this. That's just too sad. We're gonna skip that. But it's amazing how incompetent the police investigations are with certain murders that have happened in the city. Like stunningly incompetent. Glen Cedar pedestrian bridge. Oh, we've live streamed on that. I've live streamed on that. That is through the Cedar Vale Ravine. It's kind of a neat shot. I give it B+ for atmosphere. Lisa says, yeah, that's so good. Cam says, why did they announce it? So like they're probably still just finalizing it, and there's different rules for each site. They probably have to hammer down. Some like don't even allow photography, some don't allow recording with video cameras. Some will have like quirky hours. Some will be like one day and not the other day. There's probably accessibility stuff they have to make sure has been met. I imagine there's a whole lot of things that have to come together for that. So hopefully they release the list soon though, I imagine. Hopefully soon. Someone asking what is Alicia Lewis's color of her S25 Plus, asking the real questions. Lost Toronto Hotel was a den of Confederate spies during the U.S. Civil War. The Queen's Hotel was a staple, becoming the most popular and modern hotel in Toronto in its time. Oh, that was directly across from Union. Yeah, that would have become the Fairmont Royal York. Neat. It's blue. Sorry, I missed your answer where you don't say where you cut hair, but where is it in the city? The fog over downtown right now. Whoa. Yeah, that's fog. I don't know. Very sad. Toronto woman dies after falling in boiling river while meditating in Peru. Yeah, I think she just like either like fell asleep and then or passed out and rolled into like an actual boiling river. Oh, you work for yourself. Neat. Anyways, I think that's about that for that. I haven't done comments in a while. Let me just turn this off. I don't want to accidentally get into something I shouldn't. Let me go into Firefox. I knew you had a purpose in life, regular Firefox. Log into Johnny Stumbles. What's crazy, when you first log into your YouTube studio, it shows some like pretty personal information there. So let's not show that. Let's go community. There we go. These are the Johnny Stumbles. You're a YouTube partner. I did not mean to click that. Where's my comments? I'm so out of it. Subtitles. Comments. Take me to the comments. The subtitles looks like it would be comments. We're going to do it the old-fashioned way. So I posted some videos here over the past few weeks. The M4, MacBook Air, and macOS suck in some ways. Let's read Dance's community tab. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Give me an effing break. I've barely slept the last few nights, and I've been driving all over the place. It's like, how do you guys not know what the word next means? All right, so this was my MacBook. I just listed some things that bug me about Macs. Let's not go there, but the operating system was made for and by idiots. But anyways, I use a PC laptop and Mac desktop every day for years. I love File Manager and Windows. I love everything else on my Mac. I'll hurt that. Yeah, the File Explorer is so much better. Anyways, you don't need me to rehash that. At the end of the day, I think comparing macOS with Windows really falls apart because they are two completely different operating systems. By the way, I really like the way you say out and about. Interesting video. Got myself a MacBook last November and thought about taking it back, but I persevered and quite like it now. I got some third-party apps to sort out some of the issues you mentioned. Linear mouse. I use linear mouse. Yeah, that's like the stupidest thing ever. Like you scroll down on your mouse and like the screen goes up by default. And if you change that, it reverses how your trackpad's like, it's beyond effing stupid. You have to download an app so you can use a mouse properly with an operating system. Let that sink in, how stupid Apple is. Anyways, also for my wife and myself as a second machine, I got a Okay, cool. He's talking about other stuff. I'll heart that. I always found macOS to feel heavy. It like takes longer to do things compared to Windows. I hate iCloud and how hard it is to move files where Windows is easier with drag and drop. You can drag and drop I will say OneDrive, as shitty as it is a lot better than iCloud. You mean drag and drop to the iCloud isn't good enough for you? Yeah, you can do that as well. Can you edit on the MacBook M4, but then move the edited footage to your PC for exporting, or does the edit export have to be done on the same machine? I could do either, but that's really pointless since the built-in encoder on the M4 is quite solid and doesn't go much slower than my PC. Cheers. Yeah, the M4 encodes pretty quickly. I switched to Mac a few years ago. It took a while to adjust. I do not do video editing. Sweet. Gone are the days of hating Apple because you're a Windows/IBM user. Who says IBM user anymore? I used to be anti-Apple. My PCs and laptops were all Microsoft. Nowadays, I use Apple and Microsoft. Cool. K-Man. Hi, Johnny. Technical videos are very much appreciated. You know what you're talking about. Kind of. And because you are out in the fields on a daily basis, this is really helpful information for creators. Thank you, K-Man. Johnny, what monitor arm are you using on the vertical monitor in the background? It looks really robust. Does the monitor shake when you type on your keyboard? It's a Vivo. I got it on Amazon. Is it Vivo? Yeah. Sadly, it does shake a little, but that's because of my desk, but I barely notice it. Cheers. We'll just do comments on this video and then we'll get off the comment. I just bought my first Mac M4 Air and the absolute silence is worth it. It is so nice. It is so nice. Lisa says I'm an aggressive typer. I've got like a nice mechanical keyboard here. Good review. I pretty much agree with all the positive, negative points that you found. The Snapdragon powered laptop looks very interesting. Thank you. Too bad I took it back. Cactus Steve is here. Greetings, Cactus Steve. Thank you for joining the party. Links for the Windows machine. It's a Slim Pro 7X. Cheers. Yeah, I'm not going to actually feed you a physical link for it. I can't wait. Great job. Cool. I'm looking forward to it. I have no plan on buying a MacBook. Gertej. I am happy with my HP laptop. Tony says, no, you aren't. There's a long thank you, Akin. We'll just gloss over. How do you edit remotely? You mentioned TeamViewer. Is there not lag when you do that? I access my PC remotely, but I don't really edit on it. There's barely any noticeable lag. Anyway, cheers. Yeah, Parsec is good for like playing games and stuff remotely, but you can do so much more. It's not that bad. You are just an IBM guy. For me, a Windows machine plus touchscreen is a deal breaker. I hate Windows touchscreens. I'm an IBM guy. Have you tried Filmora for video editing? Nope. I won't. LOL. I use DaVinci Resolve. There's really no reason to use software like Filmora when the free version of Resolve is 1,000 times better and free. The studio version is next level. Cheers. I switched from PC to Mac 10 years ago and got too comfortable with Apple. Yeah. I'm just reading. Dude, you are returning everything. Maybe. Maybe. All right. Yeah, I don't. There's too many comments here. I don't feel like. Someone. There's a few juicy ones here. This one. I saw this on my phone. I was a loyal fan, but this channel isn't what it used to be, or maybe I'm just noticing it more. There's so much griping, whining, and complaining about everything here. Now operating system reviews, the cussing, swearing, gnashing of teeth, and lamenting about the idiosyncrasies between them. Oy vey. I feel stressed just listening to it. There's another chap on YouTube that Johnny will collaborate with times. I wonder who he's talking about. But the other chap who just walks all over Toronto is much more upbeat, relaxing, chill, and just happy. I don't know what happened here, but Johnny Stride seems to have a lot of negative energy and anger lately. Maybe it's time for a break to recalibrate. I would say that I would say this video is pretty on brand for how I have always been. I've always used adult language. If people don't like it, they can go pound sand, and been brutally honest in my videos since day one. Some things deserve praise, others deserve the opposite. Shrug. I don't know. I don't know, like, sure. Negative energy, define it. Like, I don't know. I just am who I am. I don't think I've changed my style. If you go back and listen and like watch my early videos, what has changed? I drop the odd F-bomb. I call out bad drivers. I sing the praises of like beautiful weather and nice things and fun things I see and do. Like, it's all the same. It's all the same. I don't know. There's another one. There's a lot of misinformation in this video, whether by design or not is to be unseen. However, some of the things he claims don't exist on the MacBook M4 Air is simply untrue. Face ID is intuitive. There is no Face ID on the computer. Lisa says, I've always been a bit salty. That's part of it. Face ID is intuitive with the Air and simply a choice. What are you... You lost me at saying Face ID is intuitive on the Air. Like, you literally have no clue what you're talking about. And the rest is just a useless word salad to me and the entire world. Let's be bitter and salty on this one response. I have no reason to defend the video creator. This is the first time I've stumbled upon his videos, but the illiterate here is you. Face ID is not available on any MacBook. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Is this thing even charging anymore? Do we have any type of charge? Is my iPhone 12 dead? My iPhone 12 is almost dead. Boom Productions likes my salty stuff. I get it. Like, if you don't like something, don't watch it. If you don't like, there's lots of influencers. I hate that word. There's lots of creators I don't watch, right? There's lots that I do. Some of them are like super salty and negative, but I enjoy their content, so I watch them. Some of them, I don't know. We all watch people for whatever reasons, right? I know a lot of people come here because of the community and all the people chatting. Lisa says they're not going to watch it and they're going to tell you why. Yeah, I don't know. Mandy says we Scorpios are sometimes an acquired taste. You either like us or you don't. And we as Scorpios do not care either way. That is what, like, I'm not a hardcore astrology believer, but as a stubborn ass person who's been stubborn my whole life, that's always been my attitude. I'm not going to change because someone complained about something. Sorry, not sorry. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. Wow, this has been a weird one tonight. It's been a weird one. What are we at, viewers wise? And I can't take viewer calls because I'm using the camera. You know what? I wonder if I can do something here. I've got an idea. Oh my goodness. Okay, you're witnessing the iPhone 15 Pro as a webcam. I'm gonna see if I can get the S24 Ultra to run as a webcam, and that'll since my iPhone 12 is like dead. It's not holding or taking a charge. Let me see if we can get this thing to work as a webcam. Oh, we're only in 720p right now. Maybe that's why it didn't look so good. Pair a device. Don't do the ultra wide. No, let's switch to the wide. All right, let's see if this will work. All right, here comes the Galaxy S24 Ultra making its debut as a webcam. Yikes. It's not handling the lighting very well. I have to redo my whole setup here to use this as a... That's not like the camera being bad. That's just all my my lighting and my keying for the green screen don't match this camera. So what we can do, there's a workaround for that. And it's called turning off chroma key. We can do that. I can just do that. We can just kind of, you know, that looks kind of weird. But now we have the phone free, the kitchen. This is old school. We could go full on. We could go full on. Let me... I did not think to like clean anything behind me. I don't know. I don't know. That looks weird. That looks weird. Look at this janky background. Ooh. This camera, no, I want to be small. This camera is not doing me any favors. The iPhone definitely has some like built-in like beauty filter shit because it looks better than this. Samsung's like, we're going to show you the way you are. This is what you really look like. iPhone's like, we got to dull you up a little bit. We got to slap some beauty filters on the thing. So we'll shrink down like this. What are we at? 720p. Can I make this 1080 at least? Oops. Oops. There we go. We got 1080. That's good. We'll just live down here. All you need now is the Justin Bieber haircut and like the worst microphone. Johnny has chocolate J from Christmas that Santa gives us in our stockings. You can see that? Where can you see that? I do have a chocolate J somewhere. I've got this. I've got that. I've got like a tablet that is pretty much new and I never use, that I was previously using to like hold up my desktop. I don't know. I need to like clean up. I've got this is a hard drive I just shucked. So there's no hard drive in there anymore. It's now, this was like a 5 terabyte portable hard drive, and I no longer use portable hard drives. They're just use SSDs. They're a million times better. But anyways, Bill Chow says the Dundas Young intersection looked more interesting or professional than my janky kitchen, which I haven't cleaned. Peter Bradfield, no worries. No worries. Hope you're doing well. Toronto Spots is here. I just switched webcams over as my iPhone 12 is... It says it's charging, but it's holding at 1%. Oh, God. I'm going to have to... This is my normal webcam, my old iPhone 12, and it died. It was plugged in, and it died, and it's not taking a wireless charge now, so something very funky going on with that. But anyways, we can take a few phone calls here. Let's do like 2-minute rapid fire phone calls. That's what we'll do. So if you want to call in 2 minutes, you're going to be on the clock. Keep it short and sweet. Or not. Aiden Thompson McGuire likes the janky kitchen background. If you want to call, 647-313-9658. Hello, welcome to the Johnny Stumble Show for 2-minute rapid fire phone calls. How's it going, Dylan Reynolds?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Johnny?
I'm doing good as well. What's new with you, Dylan?
Well, I'm doing good. I've been keeping an eye on the Maple Leafs game, and since the last time we talked, they've got a lot. I think the wins, the number of wins have gotten even more extreme. They're now at 104 points right now.
I don't know what any of that means, but go Leafs.
Yeah, and also I wanted to tell you that Ken has worst subway ride. If you wanted to see the video, go to around like 19 minutes, and you're gonna see what happened in 19 minutes on the subway.
It's a crazy. I got the notification for that premiere, but I haven't watched it yet. I've had no time. So it's a good video worth watching.
Yeah, and it probably went really crazy, but you definitely want to see it, because at 19 minutes there was some guy talking to himself, and then people started yelling at him, and then things got out of control.
They yelled at Ken?
No, not yell at Ken, but it was a guy on the stream.
Oh, his camera's all fogged. His camera did the fog thing. Mine did.
Yeah.
My camera got all foggy on a recent video as well. Okay, I will have to watch that, Dylan. Do you have a joke for us?
Yeah.
What?
Do you think the New York Rangers being a Stanley Cup contender this year was a joke?
I have no thoughts or opinions on that.
Yeah, everyone was taking them to be a Stanley Cup contender this year, and then they missed the playoffs.
That's awesome. Well, Dylan, we're keeping it short and sweet tonight. Thank you so much for calling in, and I hope you have an awesome week.
Yeah, all right. See ya.
Cheers. Take care, Dylan Reynolds. As we bring up some stream inception. Alina McLeod had my worst week since I moved to Bulgaria. She has done some live streams in Toronto and stuff. Thank you for calling in, Dylan. If you want to call in, 647-313-9658. She has been having a very difficult time getting her Google switched over, her AdSense, to Bulgaria from Canada. Hello there.
Yo, what up?
Hey, who are we speaking with? Romero. What's up, Romero?
Not much. How are you?
Good.
Beautiful day.
I drove my ass up to Niagara Falls and dropped off a television, a laptop, and some very precious cargo. And then I drove back. And the simple act of doing that was like the most tiring thing a human can do.
Yeah, I saw you live yesterday. It was horrendous because the Blue Jays and hockey were playing last night.
Yeah, and last night was UFC 314.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty. It was a pretty damn good card. Volk is back, baby. Volk is back.
I don't know who that is, but sure.
Uh,
If you say so.
do you have anything to share with us tonight?
Yeah. What was that? I got a joke for you.
All right, let's hear it.
I stole my girlfriend's wheelchair after she left me.
You
Guess who came back crawling back?
ha
Ah.
came crawling back. There's a little bit of poor taste in that joke. I won't lie, but
It's funny.
possibly a lot of poor taste. Maybe we're bad people for laughing at it, but it's a good joke. All right.
Yeah, all right. That's it.
Thank you for calling in. Okay, take care.
right,
Bye.
bye.
Yeah, that was one of those like, that's funny. That's like, is it? Is it really? Am I a bad person? Am I a bad person for that? But thank you, Romero. Always good when you call. Hey, we've got a 289 caller calling in. Hello there.
Hello,
Hey, who are we speaking with?
Chris from Hamilton.
Chris from Hamilton. How's it going, Chris?
Oh, not too worse. Yourself?
Yeah, not too worse as well. Do you have anything to share with us?
I just had a question. I just bought the Pocket 2. What setting do you use when you're recording? Do you have the FPV, the tilt lock, or follow when you're out on the street there?
Follow, because FPV, the horizontal plane will tilt with you. It'll smooth it out, but you want the horizontal plane to be like flat. Tilt lock, you can't look up or down vertically. So if you're like mounting it to a car or your chest, tilt lock is great because it'll hold that view constant because you can't monitor it. But you want follow mode when you're recording, and just manually try to keep the horizon at like at a constant level, like say 4/10 up the screen. Like I always try to do it around there. I find that that's better. But yeah, follow mode. FPV mode is just the horizon will tilt and you'll kind of like, I don't know, it's a bit off.
I've done some tests with all three, and I found the follow mode to be the best as well.
Yep, definitely do the follow. Christopher
Just
Walker.
turning the camera. Sorry.
So you have a lot of Hamilton walking videos coming up?
I'm going. I haven't recorded anything yet because I was just doing some tests. I only got it a few weeks ago. Just doing some tests, and like I said, I found the follow to be the best. Just when I turn the camera to, let's say, look up a street, it kind of takes a second for the lens to follow it, I guess.
Yeah, you'll get used to like making these kind of slow sweeping motions with your hand, like because remember, you don't want to like just do it too sudden. You don't want to like snap your wrist because think of your viewer, right? It's gonna disorient them and give them like virtual whiplash. So just kind of like move your wrist gracefully when you're panning along a street, when you're looking up. Just kind of think of it as like you should be flowing. That's how I think about it.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Unless like you hear like, boom, there's a car crash. Then yeah, like, turn around and look at that shit as soon as possible.
Hopefully not in small town Dundas here, but anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what, Chris, when you get some videos up, we'll take a peek at your channel and your work on this channel.
I will do. Thank you so much.
On one of these.
Quick joke.
Yeah.
I want to be under my 2 minutes here. Where do you learn about ice cream?
Where do you learn about ice cream? You got me.
Sunday school.
The least offensive joke we've had tonight, but also a good one. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Johnny.
Okay, take care. Enjoy that pocket too.
Will do.
All right,
Take
cheers.
care, guys.
Where do you learn about ice cream? Sunday school. Sundae or AY? How would you spell that? I don't know. No, Jelly Bean says wholesome. Yeah, it's pretty wholesome. I don't know why that. Oh, well, we'll just leave that off. We'll leave that off. If you want to call in, we'll take a few more. 647-313-9658. The theme of the night is short and sweet. We'll do some maybe one or two more rapid fire calls, high and low retrospectives at Sunday school, SUNDAE. That would be better. That would be better. Math Doctor says Sunday school is the best. I've never done Sunday school. I've never been to Sunday school. Can anyone live stream better than Johnny? Johnny's level is different. Love from Pakistan. Say, thank you so much. I think you haven't seen too many other people stream, have you? But I appreciate it. There's lots of people who do the sit in a chair and speak into a microphone thing way better than I do. We've got a 905 number calling in. 905. Hello there.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, who are we speaking with?
It's Hidden Jackpots.
Hidden Jackpots. Oh, you were... sorry I didn't swing by in Niagara Falls. I had such a tight schedule, and I had to get that Arby's time in up there.
Yeah, you always need the Arby's time.
Yeah, hey, so I forgot what I was going to say. Something like a little light bulb just went off in my head, and then by the time I got my mouth open, I forgot what it was. Maybe this is some early onset dementia or something. I don't know. So what's new with you? Do you have anything to share with us?
Nah, I've been missing you. I just got back from Cuba.
All inclusive?
Oh, definitely.
Which beach were you at?
I was in Cayo Santa Maria. I stayed at Sanctuary, the adult only.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That, I've always wondered what I've never been. I've stayed in like the adult sections of like split resorts. I've never done an adult zone. Is it just like grown ass couples going? Is it just people going to hang out and have a good time, or is it like a bunch of single horny adults? Like,
it's like everybody. There's no kids. That's the main reason I picked that.
Yeah, that's that is Math Doctor says adults only playground. Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's like, so it's like being at the adult section of any other resort.
Yeah, basically.
Cool. And yeah, Cuba is like amazing value, right? You get like such good beaches, and it's just really good value.
The beach was amazing. I got a good price, and they didn't run out of food. All the meat was there. There was toilet paper. It was all good.
Your airline didn't strand you?
Nope. Sunwing pulled through.
Yeah, they pulled through for me too. I flew Sunwing when I went to Cancun this year. There's all these stories about like Canadians getting stranded in the Caribbean.
I've heard that too, and I've heard bad stories about Sunwing, but never had an issue.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, and for what they're charging, like stuff's gonna go wrong every now and then. Like,
I also got a free suite upgrade, which was nice.
That's nice. What did you do? They just randomly did it?
It was like a special they had on Sunwing, and when I booked, it was like the last day for that special, so it turned out good.
That's good. And you got away for the last little bit of really cold weather we were having. We had some brutal days over the past week.
Yeah, but I came back and the weather was crap.
Oh well.
But you know what? I had a good 7 days.
Yeah, 7. Can I ask how much 7 days cost all in?
It was $1,080.
You paid $1,000 for 7 days.
Yeah.
And that included a flight?
Yeah.
And your resort?
Yeah.
And all your food?
All the food, all the alcohol.
And booze?
Yeah.
I don't even want to tell you what I paid for Planet Hollywood for like 5 days in Cancun. Mind you, I went during like the peak time to go, so things are a little jacked up. But I think I'm gonna go to Cuba next year, folks.
Cuba's a good deal.
Yeah, and I'm not like a foodie, so like I know their Western food gets not the best reputation, but I had no problems.
It's not the best. You're not gonna go hungry. It's not the best, but you're not gonna go hungry.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna complain. Like, and to be honest, the food at most like Dominican and Mexican resorts is like pretty mid, anyways. It's not like no resort is gonna blow you away with good food unless you're staying at like a Four Seasons or something, right? So it is what it is. Well, that is awesome. What was the name of the resort again?
It was a Sanctuary at Grand Memories.
Sanctuary. I'm gonna I'm going to look that up because that...
Check it out. Check out my videos. I did a resort walk, so you can see what the resort looks like. So
Sweet hidden jackpots. That's a really good deal. You're in the chat here. I should be able to just find you in the chat. I should be able to just find you in the chat somewhere.
I am in there. Here, let me see.
Just type something. Just type something.
There.
There we go.
Typed.
Oh, it says report and block.
Yeah. Don't do that.
I'm trying to get the. Oh, there we go. I can do it this way. I can do it this way. Control V. Well, I don't want to give away your video on here, but if you want to see this resort, head over to Hidden Jack. I'm not subscribed to you on my fake account. Now I am. Sanctuary at Grand Memories Resort Tour 2025. Check this video out on his channel if you're interested in that, guys. But I'll put a link to that. You know, I'm going to ask you, do you have a joke for us?
I do. It ain't that good, but I got one.
Let's go.
Two guys stumble out of the bar and want to fight. One guy draws a line in the dirt, says, "If you cross this line, I'm going to punch you." That is the punchline.
Ha! The punchline, the literal line. Well, hidden jackpots. I'm gonna check out this video and this resort. $1,000 for 7 days.
Yeah.
That's nuts. That's nuts. And you went there and came back in one piece, and you had all the booze you could handle in a world-class beach. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congrats on the find. Thank you for sharing, and I hope you have a wonderful night.
No problem. You too, Johnny.
All right. Cheers.
Ciao.
Anthony Michael says, Cuba sounds like fun. It's cheap because there's no electricity. I have had that happen in Cuba a few times, but you know what? You're away from it all. That's part of it. Like, also the internet there kind of sucks. The food isn't amazing, but you don't go to an all-inclusive if you're like a foodie. Cuba has by far like beaches that can hold their own with anything, and that's really one of the reasons why you go. Hey, we got another phone call. Hello there.
Hi,
Hey, who are we speaking with?
Aiden Thompson.
Aiden Thompson McGuire.
Yes.
How's it going? Is this your first time calling in?
It's my second.
Second. The other time would have been a while ago. Also, my brain isn't working tonight. So you're it doesn't give me an area code. What area are you calling in from?
The Sault Ste. Marie.
Awesome. How's it so do you have anything to share with us tonight?
Yeah, I was in Montreal a few weeks ago.
Oh, how was that?
It was fun.
No snow?
There was some snow. It's like in that in-between zone where it's like snow, then rain, then like mild.
Yeah. Do you speak French?
No.
No. It's not. Do you find a lot of people will just like reel off a sentence to you in French, and then you're just like, hey, sorry, I don't speak French, and then you have to correct them or get them on that English state of mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me I would just try to order like a sandwich, and like someone would waste a lot of energy asking me stuff in French. I'm like, I said hello at the start of the conversation, I thought. But that's awesome. Montreal is an awesome place. I haven't been there in quite a while. Lisa says Montreal is A+. It is. So do you have anything else to share with us?
No.
No? Do you have a joke for us?
Yes.
All right. Let's hear it.
Did you hear that? Oh, wait, no, actually, what do mermaids clean their fins with?
What do mermaids clean their fins with? I have no idea.
Tide.
Another wholesome but funny joke. We're on a roll tonight. Aiden Thompson McGuire. Well, I hope you're having good weather up in the Sioux.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for calling in. And I hope you have a wonderful week. And thank you. I've seen you've been in and out of the chats for quite a while. So I just want to thank you for supporting the channel and
You're welcome.
participating in the community. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. Have yourself a wonderful night.
You too.
Cheers. See, it's always awesome when there's like a name we see in the chats, right? And it's just like a friendly person, and then you get to put a voice to the name. That's their second time calling. I actually do remember that's Aiden's second time calling in. Ooh, I'm getting these time-sensitive notifications. Confirm whether it's you trying to sign in. We'll take one more call. 647-313-9658. Who wants to be the last caller of the night? Kurt Affair says mermaids, mer problems. I remember, was it Zoolander where Ben Stiller was like, merman, it's merman. I've got that burned into my memory. Chris says Montreal Underground Path is confusing, but I did the whole walkthrough. Yeah, I did a video doing that. It is enormous. The wayfinding is shit. There's huge sections of nothingness. And then there's sections that kind of look and feel just like the Toronto Path. It's its own thing, right? Like, it's hard to compare one to the other because they're just so completely different from one another. But yeah, their underground system is very, very big as well. And I think it's connected to the Eaton Center as well, if I'm not mistaken, right? They're both connected to Eaton Centers. All right, well, 30 seconds. Who wants to be the last caller? When is Johnny's Vancouver walking tour? I have no plans so far for that. I'd love to. Maybe we'll get to Vancouver later this year. We'll do a Canada tour, east to west. I still haven't renewed my passport. And I've got about 8 months. I've got till November something on it. So, like, you can't travel to a lot of places if you don't have a minimum 6 months. So, yeah, I got to get on that. I got to get on that before that window closes. Usually for entry, you have to have at least 6 months remaining on your passport for entry for most countries. Hello there.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the show. You're going to be our last caller of the night. How does it feel?
Oh, excellent, Johnny. How's it going?
Good. How's it going with you?
Good. This is West Coast Walker.
Robert Saberwall. I knew it from the voice. How's it?
Awesome.
How's it going in San Francisco?
Oh, it's nice here. Very mild.
Very hilly.
Very hilly.
Do you find the San Fran folks are walking around with like bigger calves than in most other cities?
I think so. I think they do. I really think they must, because I don't understand how they could do it. You know what I mean? It's like, I know there's certain people who live up in the mountains in Asia and stuff, and they have no problem doing it over time. So I think you just get used to it.
Yeah, it's just whenever I'm like walking up a hill, it's like my calves are the only thing I feel. They like scream. So it's just like, I imagine the people living in like a hilly. I don't know why I'm on this tangent about calves, but that's the first thing that comes to mind when I think of a hilly city. Is
No, it hurts. It hurts sometimes.
Is the workout. I guess there's good cardio involved too with going up and down hills. But anyways, how's it going, Robert?
Good. Just chilling, hanging out, doing my thing. How's things over in Toronto?
Good. They are. It's 9:30, so it would be 6:30 over there.
It's 6:30. Still bright here.
Cool. Were you living in San Francisco in 1988 by any chance?
1988, no.
Were you alive in 1988?
I was alive in 1988. I'm actually slightly older than you, but I would never admit it. But
well, you just did.
lived in I grew up in St. Thomas, Ontario. So
Oh, yeah.
that would have been back in '88. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
The thriving metropolis.
I remember watching the A's play the Giants when the earthquake happened, and then they called the game.
I remember watching that. I was watching it live. Al Michaels was announcing on, and then all of a sudden, like, it just all went blank and everything. It was very, big event in 1989.
Yeah, sorry, 89. Yeah, there we go. 89.
Yep.
See you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a distinct memory of watching like the Celtics play and Larry Bird lying down holding his back on the sidelines. That was the beginning of the end for him, I think. But anyways, awesome stuff. How's the BART system? Get a lot of mixed reviews.
It's excellent. I think BART's excellent. I mean, I take BART all the time into downtown San Francisco. It goes pretty fast. It seems to always be, you don't really have to wait for more than 5 or 6 minutes when you're down in the subway there. And it's a little expensive, maybe. It's it's like $5 each way, but it's a rapid transit, and it's a wider gauge. It has a much bigger train cars than most train cars. It runs on a wider gauge track, so it's pretty spacious inside there.
Neat. Well, Robert, since you're our last caller of the night, do you have anything else to share with us before I kick you off?
Well, we have a quick joke for the friends in our chat here.
All right, let's hear it.
What does a robot do after a one-night stand?
What does a robot do after a one-night stand? Let's go.
A nuts and bolts.
All right, bringing us back to like a dirty theme, but thank you, Mr. Saberwall, for ending the stream on a very funny note.
Oh, well, thank you for the Johnny Stumbles hour, and we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be a little bit more boozed up and energetic on the next one. But thank you so much, Robert.
You can always pop some edibles too, right?
Yeah, I've got a bunch behind me that I need to get to.
Yeah, I noticed. Those are the same ones that I bought you, those sour keys or whatever.
Yeah, I've just been waiting for a moment on stream to have them because like I have another stash that I eat, but I want to use the ones you gave me on the stream. I think that's the best way to consume them. That's why I've got them like within arm's reach of my computer. I don't normally like work on my computer and like chow down edibles. That's just a way to be like, hey, next time you're streaming and you need some edibles, grab those ones. But I will check the expiry date to make sure that I don't hold on to them too long. Because
you don't want to do that, Johnny.
No,
you don't want them to go bad.
No, but it was nice to meet you on the streets in Toronto, and thank you so much for calling in.
Sounds good. Absolutely.
All right, cheers.
Bye, everyone.
That was the West Coast Walker, Robert Saberwall, and this is going to bring this very interesting live stream to an end, where we definitively defined the use of the word next. But thank you, everyone who called in. Thank you to our mods for their fabulous work, as always. Thanks to all the supporters out there, just viewers. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and all that fun stuff. I'll go live another Sunday on this channel. I always do. Next Sunday, I'm not too sure, but a Sunday we will go live. So why is that showing it up there? But thank you so much, guys. I hope you have an awesome night. And as always, I will catch you on the next one. Yoink. Thank God that's over. I'm such an idiot. Ooh, I didn't forget to end the stream. Psych. Anyways, take care, guys. Yoink.